right? Sun in the eighth house. Let's discuss people with their sun in the eighth house. Now, for those who know a little bit about astrology, the sun in astrology is associated with the wants, the ego, the self, the father. The eighth house is associated with transformation, death, rebirth, other people's resources. Okay, so I want to discuss how this placement tends to manifest and affects people's behavior, personality, and experiences. Okay. So now, when you have your sun in the eighth house, you tend to have a Scorpio like personality. Like, if you were to read Scorpio qualities, a lot of those qualities would resonate with you, meaning you can be very intense, obsessive, you love a good challenge, you have unwavering focus when you get attached to something, and you can be very transformative, right? You see yourself as a person that loves the occult and all things that are taboo. Okay, that's what the eighth house is associated with. The eighth house is associated with all things that are occult and taboo. All right, so you see yourself as an occult, taboo person, right? That's your identity. The father is seen as someone with complex financial and complex emotional affairs. Okay, this indicates the loss of the husband or father, right? So now again, take into consideration that this is just one placement. This is not considering the entire chart, but a lot of times this placement tends to indicate loss of the husband or father. Now that doesn't mean that you're supposed to have a negative view or mean that this is guaranteed. It just, with this placement, that's what it indicates that is likely to happen. And I have this placement, and I know it's true because I did lose my father very young, actually. And many people who have this placement, they've had that same experience as well. But again, that's no guarantees. That doesn't mean that you're guaranteed to have this experience. Your identity and how you see yourself is tied to your complex financial and emotional affairs. So again, there's a connection between your identity and your complex financial and emotional affairs. When we talk about complex emotional affairs, we talk about things involving intimacy, sex, and all things involving other people. And when we talk about complex financial affairs, we talk about things that are like debt and money and resources that are tied up with other people. With this placement, there is constant death, rebirth of the ego. Meaning, when you have this placement, there is constant death and rebirth of your ego. Like, your ego dies and is constantly being reborn. Your sense of self is constantly dying and being reborn. Okay, you are a transformative person. Again, because the eighth house is associated with transformation, and that which is could be death, but again, to rebirth and create something new. Not literal death, but it can be just a sense of death and rebirth, meaning something ends and begins. You're a transformative person, and your life is associated with endings and beginnings. Okay, so that's the best way for me to describe people with sun in the eighth house. If you have this placement, comment down below and let me know what you think. Let me know if this sounds like you, and like, share, and subscribe. All right, thank you for watching.